Alright YouTube, what's going on? Come back at you with another flashlight review. We are looking at a really cool keychain flashlight. This is a new product from NiteCore called the TIP. It is has a max output of 360 lumens, which is awesome. Built-in 500 milliamp rechargeable battery right there on the side, micro USB. And it's a pretty simple light, but man, it is awesome. It's bright. So you just turn it on by clicking this button here. That's your power button, and that is in like a low mode. I believe it is 1 lumen, so it's extra low. You have medium, high, and then you hold it down, and that goes into your turbo, which is 360 lumens. You will get 30 minutes of runtime on that. That's pretty good, especially for something that's rechargeable. Now, if you want to go back to low, just click that again. Now, it does have a memory. It will remember what your last mode was. So if you want it to come on like high or medium, you can see it comes right back on that same mode. Your run times are on extra low, which is 1 lumen, you're going to run for 46 hours. That is forever. Mid is 35, and that's 6 hours and 30 minutes. High is 150, 1 hour and 30, and turbo is 36 or 30 minutes like we mentioned. You have, it's IP54 rated for water and 1.5 millimeter impact resistant, and it has a peak beam density of 1400 CD and a beam distance of 74 meters. This is a pretty awesome light. Now it comes in a bunch of different colors. This is like a silver, aluminum. They're all aluminum. Super lightweight. Weighs 30 kilograms, which we're in America. We're going to go ahead and use ounces. But for you Europeans and such, it's 30 kilograms. .9. Not even an ounce. Not even an ounce on your keychain, guys. And it's much smaller than your key fob. Like here's my fob for my Kia Optima. It's quite a bit smaller. Now it comes with your keychain attachment here. It comes with a bigger one like this and a smaller one. Again, solid aluminum construction. There is screws here. You can take it apart if need be. I love that it's rechargeable. I think that's one of the best features. So this is kind of in the market. Same as the Surefire Sidekick, which is 300 lumens. This is 360. It's a little higher. And there's a couple other, there's a Mech Army that's kind of similar to this. So there's a few options out there for these type of keychain lights, but I saw this was coming out to market for as cheap as it was. I think I got it for 20 bucks, $29.99. I think I got it on pre-order, so I think I got it a little cheaper. But they are coming out at $29.99 to market, so really inexpensive. Awesome that it's rechargeable, very lightweight. Just throw it on your keys, and you have a good amount of lights. I mean, a good amount of light there. So I'm going to go ahead and do some beam comparisons with a couple other keychain lights I have, and then we'll kind of come back and check out the video. Alright, so here's the NiteCore TIP. That's on high. Here's the Jet Beam Mini CU on high. Again, the NiteCore. Another cool shortcut is you can just hold down the power button. It goes right to high without having to cycle through. So you can see it's quite a bit brighter. Let's try the... well, and I typically would have my ThruNite Ti3, but my wife, it's actually on my wife's keys, and she's gone. So, but I'm going to compare it next to this ThruNite T10, and that's on high. And that NiteCore is brighter. And it has a little bit more white to the beam, which is nice. Making sure I had that ThruNite on high. Just kind of hard to believe that this little keychain light is that much brighter. Oh, there we go. There's bright. So still on high, 320 lumens is more, and it's a little keychain light, and it's USB rechargeable. It's pretty awesome. Alright, you can see it's very bright for this little tiny keychain. Much brighter than any other keychain light that I've had. Most keychain lights are AAA, or like this little current one I have on there, the Jet Beam Mini, and that is, I can't even remember the type of battery it uses. It's teeny though. And this is about 130 lumens. It's copper, so it's pretty cool. But this one's definitely going to kick it off my key. This is going to kick it off, put this on. I like having that little extra light. I like that, you know, it's also USB rechargeable. And it has just a little bit more power, which is sometimes needed. So it comes in black and gray and red and blue and like an olive green, I think it's a coyote tan, or is that, what color is that? Yeah, a coyote tan, which is pretty sweet if you want a flat dark earth kind of color. And then this silver. I chose this because with aluminum flashlights and anodization, it tends to come off and wear, especially on keys. And I chose, I mean, look at, here's a prime example. Look at this Swiss Army knife. A-Lux, it's just completely faded. Look at that. That's just from being on my keys. So that's why I went with this color. I feel like it will fade the least, because it's kind of almost natural aluminum color, so something to keep in mind. But $29.99 from the NiteCore store. I'm not sure if they're available on Amazon. I'll check, and if there is, I'll throw a link up for that. But a pretty cool little keychain light, guys, for 30 bucks. A lot of power, USB rechargeable, pretty hard to beat. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.